Invincible has delivered a new banger of a season full of action, emotion, incredible animations, and downright character development. Though speaking of character development, Mark, the Invincible Man, though I will only be talking about the animated series of Invincible. So to the comic book readers, but the question still remains, is he worthy of Thor's hammer? Now, what makes a person worthy? Well, the definition of worthy is having or showing the qualities or abilities that merit recognition in a specific way. Okay, so what requires for someone to be worthy? In order for someone to be worthy, they need two things. Let's talk about selflessness and sacrifice. In the entirety of the series, it is mostly about Mark tested on his willingness to sacrifice, especially to his relationships. Like earlier in season 3, when the world needed Invincible the most, he tried to brush it off, saying that's not of his business or other heroes will deal with it, treating it as a chore more than a responsibility. Later on, as the story gets crazier, which it always does, he learns it the hard way that if he doesn't do anything, then it'll be on him. He's the only one at that moment who had the power to help, but decides not to. This is the opposite of what Steve Rogers is as a character. For all his life, he is always willing to give up his life for others, even giving up a life with Peggy in order to save the world. Now that's noble, thus making him worthy. So that's it. Sacrifice is all you need to make the Krabby Patty, right? Wrong! Enter violence. Now killing is a no-no. Obviously. Some even go full lengths to find another way. Now, I don't make the rules. Odin made the enchantment, and you know how he loves his murder. Now imagine this. Your back is against the wall, and there's no other way out. There is no choice but to resort to violence. And that's what Mark had to go through. And it has to be one of the most realistic approach when it comes to superheroes, as he's left with a difficult decision of whether he must conquest it or not. He always holds back and does not kill, but does restraining himself to kill makes him worthy? Well, yes and no. You have to think of what type of enemy you're dealing with. I mean, Mark can one-shot most of the villains in the series, but decides not to. Because he would look like an Injustice Superman killing a level 1 street thug. And that wouldn't look good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's either he can easily outpower his opponent, or basically up to the point where they're just unable to fight. On the other hand, he gets beaten up by every Viltrumite he had ever encountered, but that's not the point. Either way, Mark is met with a horrific truth. If he doesn't end to those who are actually evil, then things will only get worse. And he had to learn it again in the hard way. This made me want to come up of what inspired me to make this video in the first place. I mean, take a look at Spider-Man. Why can't he lift Mjolnir? I mean, seriously, Spider-Man, why can't he lift? He checks out most of the boxes of being worthy. Spider-Man countless of times risked his life for others. He is pure-hearted, he is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and he's the definition of a true hero. But still, why can't he go thunder cheeks and slap everyone with the hammer? Well, it comes down to his code on not to kill. And he believes, to the bad guys, that there is always redemption for them. There is always another way. Same goes to Batman, though he resorts to violence always. My man! Well, I do have one honorable mention though. Donald Ferguson, everybody! Now the question still stands. Is Mark worthy of Mjolnir? Well, not yet. Honestly, it's too early to tell. And the state we are in season 3, plus Mark is still 19 years old. I mean, bro. Plus, with the coming up season 4 being an original storyline, I mean, who knows what could happen. But he is definitely a candidate of being worthy. But what do you think, guys? Is Mark worthy? Or is even Cecil worthy? Well, let me know. Talk it out in the comments. You know it. Fight it. Fight it out. Just fight it out. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.